Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colin Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things we picked up when we picked up the Thrive 15 team was an entire team. You want an SEO guy that knows things about search engine optimization? Got it. You got a website guy that's built big websites like Garth Brooks' website? Awesome, we have it. He's coming in. If I had to pay for that on my own, outside of Thrive 15, there's just no way. For us, one of our most immediate needs when I got connected with Clay was technology. We had a website, but I had a website in Tulsa. Our other partner had a website in Colorado. They did everything from doing a drone video where they flew over all of our markets with a drone. They integrated that into our site. They built every single thing that I think of, they do. We do a podcast. If I was gonna produce my own podcast, there's no, I mean, that alone, just that alone would be what I pay Thrive, just for that. But then if you add the fact that I've got, if I need a business card design, if I need a website build, if I need this, if I need that, I know what I would pay for that. If I had to go a la carte, I feel guilty sometimes, like I don't probably write a big enough check for the value that I get. I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that have ideas what they want to do with their business and how they want to grow and what market they want to be in and how they can increase production and do all this. But it's not about having 4,000 ideas. It's about having 12 and executing them 4,000 times. That's the trick, in my opinion, and that's where Thrive's value comes in. I feel like I have my own staff, my own, like, I don't know, 20-person team that when I need something, I just go to them and it happens.
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's show, I'm going to talk to you or teach you, walk you through the author that I named my son after. I named my son Aubrey Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill being the best-selling author of Think and Grow Rich. And Napoleon Hill wrote these self-help books that were designed to teach people how to become successful. And because I was not successful when I started reading the books, they're very interesting to me at the time. And they're very interesting to me now. And these principles aren't super complicated. They're not impossible to replicate, but they really do make a massive difference in the lives of everybody that implements these 17 principles. Now, you don't have to memorize these principles, but I would encourage you to take notes as I go through these 17 principles and circle, or maybe just write down. You can just write down the principles that you believe in the most, or write down the principles that you could work on the most, maybe the principles that you could improve upon. And so we're going to go through these 17 principles together, and then I'm going to share with you a success story about a client that we've worked with who we've helped to grow dramatically. This particular success story, they've grown their business from almost 3 times. I believe it's 3 times larger than it was when we first started working with them. And then they've grown to 18 locations. 18 locations. So for their one location is 3 times larger, and then they opened up 18 different locations. And thankfully, you know, the people that we help a lot of times at the Thrive Time Show are some of the best people in the world. In fact, you know, they're the kind of people that are, you know, I don't like to work with someone unless you can shake their hand, and that handshake could almost stand as a contractually binding thing. It's just that sort of integrity behind a lot of the clients that we get a chance to work with. And so you're going to get to hear that success story in just a minute. And it's always an honor to help clients who, you know, when you help somebody grow their business dramatically, it's wonderful because money's a magnifier, you know, and it just allows you to see who these people really are. You know, you help somebody have massive success and they just get to be more of who they are. So if they're a good guy, they just have more money to spend on the good things they want to spend money on. If there's somebody who's a nice and kind-hearted person, then the money just allows them to be to make a bigger impact. And it also works the other way, though. That's why I try not to work with people that are nefarious or greedy or because if you help somebody earn a lot of money and they're nefarious or greedy, then the money just magnifies their nefariousness and greediness. But let's get into these 17 principles. So principle number 1, you have to develop a definiteness of purpose. What? A definiteness of purpose. You see, a definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. Without a purpose and a plan, people drift aimlessly through life. So, I have a business conference coming up here next week. I'm never sure when you hear this podcast if I've recorded it today or 2 years ago or 5 years ago, but I have a conference coming up, and I do business conferences. I do 6 business conferences a year, and I've been doing at least 6 business conference speaking things per year since 2005. And so, now that I'm 42, it's a pretty staggering how many of these conferences I've done, but they're going to happen. So, when the conference this Thursday and Friday, the conference is going to happen. It's not going to potentially happen. I'm not thinking, I hope it happens. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. Also, my son, he has a lawnmower, and the lawnmower's not working, and I'm going to fix it, and it's going to happen. My daughter would like a new shelf. She wants a shelf to organize some of her things, and so it's going to happen. I don't drift. I think about what I want to do, and then I do it, and that's how I've been able to build several multi-million-dollar companies. So I ask you today, rhetorically, what is your purpose? And you want to write down your goals for your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, your friendship, and your fun. Your goals for your faith, family, finances, fitness, friendship, and fun. And this just in, if you don't define a goal for those F7 goals, you're not going to get anything done. You're just going to drift. So, all right, number 2, the Mastermind Alliance. The Mastermind Alliance. The Bible talks about this. And by the way, if anything Napoleon Hill ever teaches conflicts with the Bible, go with the Bible. But in the Bible, it says, and everybody can open up your Bible and look this up yourself, but it says, for a companion of fools shall suffer harm. Let me try again. Proverbs 13:20 says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall suffer harm. So let me just give you an example. I happen to be friends with Eric Trump. That'd be President Trump's son, Eric Trump. That's who he is. And I love working with Eric Trump. He's a great guy. He's a nice guy. He's a hardworking person. He's over-delivers, and it's an honor to call him a friend. I also happen to be friends with Kash Patel. Who's Kash Patel? Kash Patel is very close to President Donald J. Trump, and he'll be coming to my office I'm calling it Podcast-amageddon, live from Tulsa, Jerusalem. But we're recording, I think, 8 podcasts together on this particular Saturday together. And it says in the Bible, Proverbs 13:20, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Now, if I filled my schedule up with meetings with morons, idiots, and nefarious people that are passive-aggressive and litigious, then I would spend my day having meetings with passive-aggressive, low-energy morons who are litigious. And that's not what I want to do with my life, so therefore I don't do that. And even if I have 1 hour a week on my week scheduled to spend time with nefarious, litigious, moronic people, that's 1 hour too much, which is why I don't schedule time with idiots. I just don't. That's why our conferences are so well received, because you're around people that are all focused on achieving success. Now, the third principle you want to have in your life, if you want to be successful, the third principle you want to observe is applied faith. Faith is a state of mind through which your aims, desires, plans, and purposes may be turned into reality. Now, I put my faith in God. Jesus Christ. And I know that God, throughout the Bible, he asked Moses to do things, Abraham to do things, and Adam to do things, and Noah to do things. And they had to do things, but they also had to have faith that God was actually calling them to do those things. So I just encourage you today, if you have a business that's not doing well, you're not happy with where you're at in your life, write down your goals and work towards those goals. Block out time every day for the achievement of those goals. Now, next is you have to have this idea of going the extra mile. So going the extra mile is the action of rendering more and better service than for which you are presently being paid. When you go the extra mile, the law of compensation comes into play, unless you're working for nefarious jerks. So let me just tell you how I make money. A little secret. I work with wonderful people like you who pay me $1,700 a month. Now, there are clients that can't afford the $1,700 a month. What? Yeah, and I have this thing called a scholarship. So I have a lot of clients that they can't afford to pay the $1,700 a month, which is what I charge for my business growth consulting. And that includes photography, videography, web development, search engine optimization, conferences, coaching, mentorship, workflow design. I help them with their performance, all of it. I mean, all the systems, the customer relationship software, everything. And, the people pay me $1,700 a month to help them grow their company. And then I say, hey, I would also like to, in a win-win way, get a small percentage of the growth. What? A small percentage of the growth. So let me just give an example. There's one particular business, and I won't mention this particular business's name, but I've helped this company grow dramatically. I mean, just dramatically. And I won't mention this particular person's name because I don't know that. Some of my clients are very comfortable with me referencing some of the financial workings of their business, and some of them are not. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But with this particular business, I've helped this business to grow from, and I want people to think about this for a second, okay? This business has grown from about $375,000 a year, which is, just so we're clear, it's about $7,000 a week of business, $7,000 a week of business, to approximately $20,000 a week of business, right? And so I get 2% of the gross revenue. What am I saying? So the client that I worked with, they wanted me to help them grow, and I said, absolutely. And so we've grown this person's business dramatically. And we also help them raise their prices by 2%, and I get 2% of the gross. So every week, if you're doing the math and you think about it, this business now is doing $20,000 a month or a week of revenue. And so I should be getting a check of about $400 a week for this particular business. That's what I should be getting. And, and then we worked 4.3 weeks per month, and boom. Well, this particular client then went on to open up additional locations of their business. And I get a percentage on that. And so it's an ultimate win-win because I developed the systems and processes. I developed the systems and processes and taught them how to do it. And then I get a small percentage of the gross, and that's how it works. And certain clients cannot afford to pay the $1,700 a month. I get it. I grew up poor. I understand that. So I actually started this particular client who's in my mind at a lower price, a scholarship price. And I do that kind of thing all the time. So if you're out there today and you feel stuck and you're like, man, I can't afford the $1,700 a month. Well, we have scholarship options. And you say, well, why would you do that? Because I have like a war on poverty. I personally cannot stand poverty. I know what it's like to grow up in a home where we didn't have any money. And you say, well, were you poor? I mean, I don't know. I think when money is the biggest limiting factor that keeps you from doing that which you want to do, I would define that as poor. Someone says, well, I was pushing a shopping cart and I was more poor. I'm not going to have that like debate with somebody about who grew up more poor. I know that yellow boxes were often in my home, in my cabinets growing up as a kid. Yellow boxes, the generic brand. So I know what it's like. My dad was delivering. My dad was working at a Quick Trip gas station. In his late 30s, he was delivering pizzas, and despite having a college education. So I just have a war on poverty. That's the war I have on poverty. My personal war is on poverty. And if you're out there today and you don't want to be poor anymore, and you actually have a real product or real service, I can easily help you scale that. And if you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you click on the testimonials button, you're going to see over 2,000 client success stories, over 2,000 of them. And these are people that I've been helping since 2005. I mean, I have helped to build thousands of millionaires. It's awesome to do it. But again, money is just a magnifier. So if you're listening to this right now and you're a young man or a young lady or an old man or an old lady, money will just make you more of who you are. And for people that don't know how to make money, they have what's called a poverty mentality. And then they try to screw other people to make more money. They try to use their perverse understanding of of agreements to weasel their way out of an agreement. They try to shave commissions. They try to screw over the customers. They cut corners. But you, listening right now, you want to develop the habit of going the extra mile. You want to be the first person who shows up at practice. If you're listening right now and you're an athlete, you want to be the first person at practice every time. The first person, not the second, not the third, not the fourth. You want to be the first person. If you're listening right now and you're an employee, you want to be the first employee who gets to work every single day. You want to over-deliver. You want to exceed the expectations of every single person you come in contact with, because that is what is going to create success in your life, and what we call the law of compensation. And this only doesn't work if you're choosing to work for a nefarious person, or you're choosing to work with a nefarious client in my case. And so when I work with clients all the time, this happens. This is why I only take on 160 clients. I work with a client, and I'll have a client that I'll help them to grow their business dramatically, and then all of a sudden they become a huge jerk. And I'm thinking, wow, was this person always a jerk, or did they become a jerk recently? And you start to look into it and you discover, wow, this person has a history of being a jerk. And so that's why I work with clients on a month-to-month basis unless I enter into a long-term agreement, because I don't want to work with a client that's a jerk. I just don't want to. Now, point number 5. You got to have a pleasing personality. Now, personality is the sum total of one's mental, spiritual, and physical traits, and the habits that distinguish one from all others. It is the factor that determines whether one is liked or disliked by those around them. And there's a lot of people I know that have great business plans, business ideas, but no one likes them. So if you're listening right now and people like you, wow, you have a leg up. There's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, written by Dale Carnegie. Some would say his name is pronounced Carnegie. Okay, fine, Dale Carnegie. But you should read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. But you just got to have an audit on a checkup from the neck up and ask yourself, do people like doing business with you? If they don't, then it's not going to work out for you. And that's one thing that's blown my mind over the years, having done this for so long now. I'll help somebody improve their service business or their product business, get them more leads, more sales, help them fix their accounting, help them fix their online ads, their customer relationship software, that kind of thing. But the people that are jerks have a real hard time finding employees. They just can't ever find employees. And you say, why not? Because they're jerks. And that's why they can't find employees, because they're jerks. So if you find yourself perpetually in search of no one ever wants to work for you or work with you, it could be because you're a jerk. I'm not saying you are a jerk. It just could be because you are a jerk or behaving like a jerk at this point. 6, principle 6, personal initiative. Now, personal initiative is the power that inspires the completion of that which one begins. It is the power that starts all action. No one person is free until they learn to do their own thinking and gain the courage to act on their own. Personal initiative. So, when I decided to build the building that I'm in today, I sketched it out on a notepad with a pen, paper, colored pencils, drew it out, said, this is what I want this building to look like in the future. Drew sketches for the waterfall and the rock and the trees and, all the rock formations and the signage and all the things that I deemed to be important. And then I decided to do it. And I've done it. And I'm making additional updates and improvements. And a lot of people come to my office. I call it Tulsa Jerusalem. But when they show up in my office, I call it Tulsa Jerusalem. But when they show up in my office, a lot of people say, man, this place is awesome. And what they really like is they like that somebody took the personal initiative to do it. And you can do it too. But what's going to keep you from having success is if you're around people that are emotional, urgent people. There's people around you right now in your life. There's somebody in your life who's constantly urgent and emotional. Everything in their life is both urgent and emotional. Every decision they make is a bad decision because it's always made under the urgent and emotional need to take action now. They always have an urgent and emotional need that just, got to take action. They buy things that way. They act that way. And you're not going to have success if you're surrounded by people that are dysfunctional. You're also not going to be successful if you always need to have, if you can't fight the demons in your own mind that keeps you from taking action and keep doing it until you hit that result. Today I'm going to be editing a book. There's a young man who wrote a book. I'm helping him edit the book, and editing the book is a grind. It's a grind. It's a task. It's a task and a grind. And I've written many books, and I know the process of writing books, and I know the grind. It requires personal initiative to write the book, to edit the book, to make the cover for the book, and then to market the book over and over and over and over and over. And that's personal initiative. Number 7, a positive mental attitude. A positive mental attitude is the right mental attitude in all circumstances. Success attracts more success, but so may failure, depending on how you use and learn from it. I find that a lot of people have just a negative attitude. So let me give you an example. Years ago, I was helping a client to grow his business, and he needed a no-brainer offer. Now, again, I write about these in my books, and you can go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire to read my book called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. You can download that book at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. But this particular client, he's in a service business, and I'll speak vaguely. I don't want to be disparaging of this client. And he needed a no-brainer. And I love to do the deal. I love to do the $1 deal. If a client can't come up with a good no-brainer, I love the no-brainer for it, where it's $1 for the first service. It works great for service businesses, not so much for product, but for services. And this guy's going, yeah, but if people use my service for $1, what if they don't sign up? And I started to think, well, I said to this person, do I have permission to be honest with you? Can I tell you? And he said, yeah, you can tell me. I said, well, every time I'm around you, you tell me how great your service is and how you're God's gift to this service. So if you're so good that the world can't ignore you, if you're so great that nobody can debate that you're great or not, then this should work in your favor, because somebody is going to experience your service for $1, and they're going to love it, and they're going to want to sign up, and they're going to want to spend thousands of dollars with you. So this should be a great thing. And they're like, yeah, but certain people won't see the value of it, and they'll take advantage of it. And I go, yeah, I get that. But I think on average, you'll come out way ahead. And that idea was the spark of a multi-million dollar business right there. That there's much more to that, but that idea of offering the $1, that was a powerful thing. 8, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is faith in action. It is the intense emotion we know as burning desire. It comes from within, although it radiates outwardly in the expression of one's voice and countenance. I do not like to be around non-enthusiastic people. It really does bother me. The word enthusiasm, it comes from the Greek word theos, meaning God. So enthusiasm is God within. That's what that means. So hypothetically, if God was within you, would you be enthusiastic? That's the question. Yes, you would be. Enthusiasm. Okay, in theos, God within. So you got to have a burning desire. And when I built my first company, DJconnection.com, I was on fire. I would tell every single person, listen, I will DJ for your wedding. I'll provide disc jockey services for your wedding for $1. And then after the wedding, you can pay me whatever price you think makes the most sense. And people loved it. Certain people loved that deal. They loved the no-brainer. Other people didn't like that idea so much. Other people didn't like that idea so much. But most brides did like the idea. They liked the idea of, wow, this guy's going to DJ our wedding for $1, and we only have to pay him what we think he's worth after the event. And this was before Google reviews, but the not.com reviews were big. The Wedding Wire reviews were big. The word of mouth was big at the time. Still is big at the time. And so I started developing a reputation that I would DJ for your wedding or your event for $1, and you could pay me what you thought I was worth. I would DJ for, this is all pre-Christ, but I would DJ for your club and your club or your dance hall, your place, and then you could pay me whatever you thought I was worth. And the word spread. This guy is so good as a disc jockey. He's willing to be a disc jockey for my event, for my thing I have coming up, for $1. This guy's either crazy or he's awesome. But I had enthusiasm. And I paid my way through college by promoting dance parties. That's how I did it. That's how I paid my way through college, was promoting dance parties. How did I do it? Promoting dance parties. I charge people $5 per event to attend my event at the Marriott where it was very hot. And that's what I did. My events were at the Marriott where it was very hot. And the only money I got was the money that came in as a result of promoting those events. That's how I did it. That's how I paid my way through college. That's what I did. And I built that company, djconnection.com, with massive enthusiasm, big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. Now, move number 9. This is number 9. This is principle number 9. Self-discipline begins with a mastery of thought. If you do not control your thoughts, you cannot control your needs. Self-discipline calls for a balancing of the emotions of your heart and reasoning faculty of your head. Now, I'm being honest with you. I'm just being very clear, very transparent with you guys. I do not like to be around low-energy people. It's just a thing. It's a reality. Low energy, low enthusiasm people, I don't want them around me. I feel like it's a contagious problem. I think it's a mental disorder. I don't deal well with that thing. I just don't. So for me, I don't like talking to lawyers. I don't like talking to lawyers because if lawyers ruled the world, which they're trying to, I think, but if lawyers ruled the world, there wouldn't be any businesses. Because if you talk to a lawyer, they come up with all the ways and all the reasons why your business won't work and all the threats and all the risks and all the things that could go bad. Yeah, and I just, that's what they do. Their whole thing is we're helping to mitigate risk. Well, meanwhile, they're getting me pissed. They're removing options. They're always saying, well, this could be a risk of false advertising. Let me give you an example. Dr. Zellner, a friend of mine, he's a optometrist. We have him on the show a lot. He and I have hosted a lot of shows together. He's a business partner friend. And it's drzellner.com. He's one of the most successful optometrists in the Midwest. He also owns a bank, and he owns an auto auction and a lot of things. And Dr. Zellner made an offer back in the day for $1 LASIK surgery. Well, people are going, $1 LASIK? So the phone rings. Thank you for calling Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates. How can we help you? And the people would say, well, how much does it cost for the LASIK surgery? And he would tell people, well, it's $1 for the first, eye. And then I'm making up the numbers. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But LASIK at that time was about $2,000, I believe, per eye. So you'd say it's $1 for the first eye and $1,000 for the second one. So your total cost is $1,000. And some customers loved the cleverness of the marketing promotion because they recognized really it was a 50% off deal. Other people didn't like it, whatever, but he got the call, and it was a hot offer, and he brought it with a lot of enthusiasm. But lawyers and other people say, oh, you might be false advertising. This could be a danger. Every time I do an event, every time I let a speaker speak from the heart at one of our events, somebody has the risk of being offended, and there's always some attorney out there who's, oh, you could run the risk of offending somebody. There's always that. But I just don't live in fear. I don't have the spirit of fear. God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I don't do fear, false evidence appearing real. I don't do that emotion. I don't do that emotion. And so I don't like to be around low energy people because the low energy people, they're contagious. And I'm telling you, if you're around low energy people enough, if you're around them enough, it becomes your normal. Okay, so 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7 reads, for God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I echo that all day, every day. Just, you got to have enthusiasm and self-discipline and avoid low energy, doom loop people. 10, accurate thinking. The power of thought is the most dangerous or the most beneficial power available to you, depending upon how you see it. As of the time of the recording of this show, I have three songs, if you can call them songs. I don't know. I write rap songs. I like my own rap songs. I don't know if anybody else likes my own rap songs, but I record rap songs all the time. And when I put out my rap songs, I'm putting them out because I enjoy it. It's kind of a cathartic, therapeutic release for me. And I have 3 songs right now that are out today that are doing really well. In my world, maybe it's not well in your world, but in my world, these are 3 songs that are all headed towards 100,000 views within 72 hours of the release. And so to me, that's a good number. But some people, they might think, well, that's not a good number. That's not a good number. You're not being successful at all. Well, in my mind, the accurate thinking that goes into it is I spent the time to record the song. I invested the time, the energy, the creative power. I loved it. And, I look at the number and I go, what's the actual number of people that have watched said song? And one of the said songs, one of the songs that I put out here, it just now, as of right now, this very second, I'm going to look at it right now. It's just past 191,000 views. Now, you might think, that's weak, bro. My sister knows a dude, and he put out a song that had 2 million views. Well, I'm not competing with you or your sister. I'm just saying, for me personally, looking at the situation, I believe in my accurate thinking that was a good use of my time, and I enjoyed it. I feel good about it. But a lot of times emotions get in the way of making the right decisions and motions. Emotions get in the way of taking the right motions. Emotions get in the way of motions. And so anytime that you're feeling like you're losing the ability to become an accurate thinker because your thoughts are being contaminated by fear, I highly recommend you read the book called Proverbs in the Bible, or Proverbs, a book in favor of action. Proverbs. Next, number 11, controlled attention. Controlled attention leads to the mastery in any type of human endeavor because it enables one to focus the powers of the mind upon the attainment of a definite objective and to keep it so directed at will. So right now, I think a lot more Americans will know my name probably in the next 48 hours because I'm working on a big thing. Can't tell you what it is. I want to tell you what it is. How about this? I'll just keep it between you and me. Here's the big thing. I want to say it. Should I say it? I can't say it right now. But I'm working on a big thing, and when I put out this big piece of information, when I do this thing I'm doing, it'll probably make my business workshops a lot busier quickly because what it will call attention to. And I think that is powerful. You're going to see the results or the fruits of what I've been working on for years. You're going to see it all happen at one time on this particular process. But I had to control my focus and stay focused on this idea for, at this point, 3 consecutive years. But at the end of these 3 consecutive years of focusing on the same idea, I think I may be nearing the fruition of that thing. And that particular thing should be launching here soon. So we'll see. We'll see. But I've kept my focus on that for 3. I kept my focus on that idea for 3 consecutive years. The next is teamwork. Next principle is teamwork. Teamwork is harmonious cooperation that is willing, voluntary, and free. Whenever the spirit of teamwork is the dominating influence in business or industry, success is inevitable. Harmonious cooperation is a priceless asset that you could acquire in proportion to your giving. And I always tell people, teamwork makes the dream work. But at the end of the day, if you have a cancerous teammate on your team, that's one cancerous teammate too many. If you have a dysfunctional person on your team, that's one dysfunctional person too many. What will happen is over time is dysfunction and jackassery is contagious. And over time, you start to have a whole culture filled with jackassery. So you got to build a great team. And when I build a team, I look for the 4, these are what I look for, the 4 E's and a P. Jack Welch, the CEO of GE, who grew the company by 4,000% during his tenure, he said this. He's looking for energy, high energy people. 2, he's looking for people that can execute. 3rd, people that have the edge. People that have they'll make the tough call. They'll quote unquote throw someone under the bus if they need to, if it's better for the team. 4th, they can energize other people. And 5, they have a passion for life. I just cannot express to you how much I distaste being around people that have no passion. People that talk like this. Okay, how are you? I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. I can't handle that. I can't be around it. It's so when I'm around low energy, doom cloud people that, hey, I just have a concern. Hey, I have a concern. Hey, can we talk? Any of that kind of crap. Hey, can we talk? No, I don't want. Get that doom face away from me. Get that doom. Is it okay if we talk? I have a concern. No, I don't want to have a concern. No, just tell me, what is the issue? How do we fix it? That's what I want to know. What's the issue? How do we fix it? What's the problem? How can we solve it? But that low energy, fear-based, doom cloud running around like you're a beaten dog, I don't know what that is. I cannot. That'll kill a business right away. That litigious, divisive spirit, That'll divide a company quickly. Principle number 13, adversity and defeat. Individual success is usually an exact proportion of the scope of defeat the individual has experienced and mastered. Many so-called failures represent only a temporary defeat that many prove to be a blessing in disguise over time. Failure is a prerequisite to success. Yes, failure is a prerequisite to success. What am I saying? Failure is a prerequisite to success. You have to fail in order to succeed. I can't tell you how many DJ, when I was a disc jockey, how many venues I went to. I said, I'll DJ your event for $1, and I'll do the event for $1. And if you're happy, I'd love it if you'd refer me for future events. I will DJ for your country club for $1. And if you guys love my event, if you could refer me, that'd be great. I can't tell you how many of those deals I did where the person I DJ'd for said, you did a phenomenal job, a great job, but they never referred me. In fact, there was one downtown venue, I won't mention their name, but the owner of the venue said, Clay, you are phenomenal. Your company's doing like 4,000 weddings a year. Whew. If you could help me take my startup hotel and take it to the big time and make it full and make it busy, I will refer you every wedding we ever do at our venue. And I'm thinking, okay, that seems like a win-win. And after I built this guy's hotel venue and made it super successful and did a lot of incredible PR and marketing, the guy started his own DJ company to compete with me. And then his response was, well, it's just business. It's just business. You know, it's just, and he kind of talked like that too. Well, it's just business. It's just, that's what it is. It's just business. I mean, it's just, I just look at it as it's a better deal for me to go the other direction. That sort of jackassery, that sort of non-mutually beneficial relationship is just, it is a doom loop. And I can't tell you how important it is to get those kind of people and mindsets out of your life. The next, principle number 14, creative vision. Creative vision is developed by the free and fearless use of one's imagination. It is not a miraculous quality one is gifted or not gifted at birth. Folks, I tell you this, putting out these songs right now. By the way, I put out an interesting song, or not a song, but a interesting video recently about Yoda. And I think it's doing, I really think that the Yoda that I brought to the mic on this particular talk was good. I was happy with my Yoda impersonation. And if you go to Twitter and do a search for Ramaswampy, you can see it and you can make the call. You can tell me whether you think that this is a good Yoda or not, because maybe my Yoda impersonation needs work. Maybe you look at it and you go, that's not very good, buddy. But this thing has now had over 200,000 views. And, someone says, well, where'd you get the idea to do it? Or why did you decide to do it? It was just a thing where I get excited about certain things, and then I tap into my creative juices and I do it. I don't have fear that it won't go well or that people will reject me because of it. I just go out there and I try my best to put out something when I'm creatively inspired, and I put it out there, and I hope that other people will like it and think that it has value. I think anybody who puts their heart into something creatively, you hope that it resonates and connects with people. But the reality is the vast majority of songs that I've written over the years or that I've put out haven't gone over well. The vast majority of songs haven't been universally well received. They haven't generated a lot of praise. It could be that the timing was wrong. It could be my skill set wasn't good enough. It could be a lot of things. But creative vision, you got to have a creative vision. And creative vision is developed by the free and fearless use of one's imagination. You have to have that mindset. Next, this idea of health. This is principle number 15. Sound health begins with sound health consciousness, just as financial success begins with a prosperity consciousness. You got to look at your body as the vehicle that gets you from A to B. And I'm not a fitness expert, nor do I qualify to give you fitness tips. But, you just got to look at your body as a vehicle. And, you change the oil in your car, you take care of your body. That's what you do. That's how that works. If you don't have a body that works, you can't work. Okay. 16, budgeting time and money. Time and money are precious resources. And few people striving for success ever believe they possess either one in excess. Like if you talk to a very wealthy person, they usually tell you they have more money than time. And if you talk to a poor person, they say they have more time than money. That's why I only take on 160 clients. I don't have a desire to become a slave to my clients simply because I have the ability to work with more clients. I could work with more clients, but I choose not to because I know my boundaries and how many clients that I want to work with. And that number of clients that I want to work with is 160. That's why I cap the attendance at my events. I only allow at my particular events, my business conferences, I try to keep the attendance there down to 100 people, unless it's our December event. Then in December, I don't mind if we have more people than that, because I want to make the events interactive. I want to make it where if you're at the event and you have questions, you can have those questions answered. I don't want you to feel like you're a number, and because you're a number, you have no idea how to get someone to respond to your questions. I think it's very important that you can have your questions answered. And again, that's why when I do my business conferences, I cap attendance at 100 people. I find that just for me, that makes it much more accessible for my attendees. It makes it more manageable for me. And I really, really do try to make our events life-changing for people. And so again, I budget my time and my money. I know that I'm not going to have time to answer the questions of more than 100 people. I'm not going to have the bandwidth to work with more than 160 clients, so I don't even attempt to do that. I'm very clear. I have a calendar right in front of my calendar right now. I had a client today that I was supposed to have a meeting with here today, and that client couldn't make the meeting. They were out of town or something. So I had it written down on my list, my to-do list, that I wanted to record this particular podcast about Napoleon Hill's 17 Principles of Success. And so when a cancellation happened, I thought, boom, that's what I need to be doing right now. And the final principle is principle number 17. Habits. What? Habits. Developing and establishing positive habits leads to peace of mind, health, and financial security. You are where you are because of your established habits, thoughts, and deeds. So on part 2 of today's show, I'm going to introduce you to a success story, somebody who we've helped to grow their business dramatically. I think you're going to love the story and find that success story to be very encouraging. However, I don't want you just to hear other people's success stories. I encourage you to become the next success story. So if you're listening today and you feel stuck and you want to take your business to the next level, you want to learn how to become a successful entrepreneur, just go to thrivetimeshow.com and book your ticket to attend one of our in-person business workshops. You could schedule a one-on-one consultation with me if you have an actual business and you want to grow that actual business. I do free 13-point consultations for great people like you, and you can schedule those at thrivetimeshow.com. My name is Clay Clark, and I want to end this particular segment with a boom, because boom stands for big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum, and that's what it's going to take to achieve massive success in your life. So without any further ado, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom!
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. we're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like him most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet. You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, but I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, and we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us to make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. And who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000. And a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to 25, 35 grand a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that would sound super amazing. go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income but is really rewarding.
My name is Seth Flint, and I had originally heard about Tip Top Canine through my old pastors who I worked for. They trained their Great Pyrenees with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. They did a phenomenal job and became really good friends with Ryan and Rachel. I was working at a local church, and it was a great experience. I ended up leaving there and working with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about being self-employed is that I can create my own schedule. I have the ability to spend more time with my family, my wife and my daughter. So my very favorite thing about training dogs with Tip Top Canine is that I get to work with the people. Obviously, I love working with dogs, but it's just so rewarding to be able to train a dog that had serious issues, whether it's behavioral or whatever, and seeing a transformation, taking that dog home, and mom and dad are literally in tears because of how happy they are with the training. If somebody is interested, I'd say don't hesitate. Make sure you like dogs. Make sure that you enjoy working with people because we're not just dog trainers. We are customer service people that help dogs, and so definitely don't hesitate. Just come in and ask questions. Ask all the questions you have.